Hi, good morning. It's me, Alex, the stay-at-home reader. Today is Friday, the 23rd of May, and it's a holiday weekend. So Monday is Memorial Day. So I'm gonna do a reading vlog. And I guess we'll just call this late month book bash since I missed mid-month. But I want to see how much I can get wrapped up before the end of the month because I would like to just start my summer reading fresh. I've got a lot of books like started and not finished. And I just started 2 more books. So today I'm going to be reading The Dream Hotel by Laila Lalami. It was longlisted for the Women's Prize, but not shortlisted. I'm expecting to love this. It was actually due back at the library yesterday. And I'm on page 23. So, yeah, I'm expecting to love it. It sounds very similar to The School for Good Mothers by Jessamin, which I feel like was buzzy very briefly, like right as it came out. And I loved that book. And this seems like it could do similar things in terms of like forced institutionalization for a perceived wrong, and like the whole moving guideposts or moving goalposts in terms of like treatment success. And I think it will flow nicely into what I'm going to start in June, which is my reread of A Clockwork Orange. Looking forward to that. So yeah, today's going to be A Dream Hotel. Also, I started yesterday The Bridge of San Luis Rey by Thornton Wilder. I started that with Nicole, so we'll have a conversation about that later because it just sparked a whole bunch of thoughts and discovery, like early morning Googling. So yeah, we'll talk about Thornton Wilder later. All right, so now I've got to go get dressed, eat breakfast, pack lunch. We are out and about all day today. Going over this bridge at the park where the kids are doing their water ecology lesson with their homeschool group seems like the right place to tell you about the plot of Thornton Wilder's The Bridge of San Luis Rey. It opens with the fictional account of a disaster in which a bridge, like a rope bridge in the, I think in the Andes, in Peru, that goes over like this huge gorge, collapses. And witness to the collapse is a priest there to convert the Indians, of course, who sees the figures of the 5 people who were on the bridge at the time it collapsed. And he sets out on a mission to collect their stories because he believes there must be a reason it fell at that moment and that those people died. So the book is those stories collected. Okay, so late month reading bash, late month book bash so far. Very slow start. Have read nothing. It's evening now, Friday evening, so I've got the weekend ahead of me. Long weekend. Monday is the holiday. Not sure what's gonna be on the schedule for baseball because it's been raining. So today at the theme park, cold and wet and crowded. Like, unfortunately really crowded, but I think it's like end of the year, like 8th grade field trips, and it looked like there were some band trips, some misbehaving kids. Oh my gosh, my group of kids, my kids and their friends, were on a line for a roller coaster forever. Like, myself and the other mom who was there were like, are they okay? Like, would they have gotten off this ride and gone on without like checking in with us? Like, no, not our kids. We've got good kids. And I guess what had happened was there were groups of kids that just kept cutting the lines, and it made for chaos. And security guards had to keep coming into the line because I noticed that it seemed like the carts, there was a lot of time in between them. So they finally got through that, managed to get on a few other rides. We'll definitely have to like redo this day with better weather, a longer day. The park closed at 4 today. It was only open from 10 to 4. We got there around 12. A little bit of a slow start figuring out the season passes and then who was getting a guest pass and all that stuff. And then that long line, yeah, it was fun. They're happy that they got to spend time with their friends. I feel bad that it wasn't like the perfect first trip to the theme park for the year, but it wasn't a total wash. Yeah, the rain didn't get too heavy at least. But anyway, we've had dinner, we watched the middle couple episodes of that all together as a family, and now I'm going to read part 3 of The Bridge of San Luis Rey. Okay, so that book is set in Peru. My father's parents both come from Peru. Actually, and his stepfather also comes from Peru. Actually, I have a weird relationship with my dad's family, but fond memories of my dad's stepfather, who actually just passed away yesterday, is when I got the news anyway. And he is from Lima, which is where this book takes place. So nice nod to him. But it also had me thinking about my dad's father, who is from a city called Tingo Maria in Peru, and that's like the gateway to the jungle. Like, so I was talking for clarification with my mom, sure that he actually lived within Tingo Maria or like further in the jungle, but like Tingo Maria was the city that they would go to. But that's like the landmark I have for him. So reading this book by Thornton Wilder had me looking up where my grandfather came from. And I learned that there's now a national park there in Tingo Maria, and there's a mountain range that is famous because it's called the Sleeping Beauty. I'll put a picture of it, and it looks like a woman reclining, like a woman lying down and sleeping. So this book, The Bridge of San Luis Rey, takes place in Peru, like I said, written by Thornton Wilder. Thornton Wilder, with the money he made off of writing this book, he built a house in the town where I live. And so that house is known as like the house that the bridge built or something like that. I'll look it up. This town that I live in, where he built the house, is famous for, I don't know, is known for our Sleeping Giant State Park. And Sleeping Giant is so named because of the mountain that looks like a sleeping man. So here's the Sleeping Beauty and here's the Sleeping Giant. And I got a kick out of that today. Like, I felt so connected to my grandfather. I don't know, just that little connection made me really happy. The book
itself. To be determined.
Good morning. It's Saturday. Excuse me. I'm about to go get ready to head out to baseball games. They are going to play them. As of this moment, they're working on the fields to make them playable, push the games back by an hour. So that's good because I move slow in the mornings. But yeah, so last night I read like the next story in the Thornton Wilder book. I'm not liking it. And like it's such a bummer because like I mentioned, he's like a local celebrity. My library has a little shrine for him. There's his house that he built. It's privately owned, like, so it would just be like a quick drive by if I were to go like on that little Thornton Wilder pilgrimage around town. But I'm not liking the book. There's something about the writing style that seems very affected. And I prefer a more authentic voice, and I don't get that from him. I'm still curious about Our Town, which takes place in a fictional New Hampshire town, and my husband grew up in New Hampshire, so like I just have like all these connections with Thornton Wilder. Like this book's set in Peru, my family's from Peru. He built a house in the town where I live now. Our Town, his most famous play, I assume, because it's the only one I've really heard of. It takes place in New Hampshire where my husband grew up. Like I have all these connections to Thornton Wilder, and I see all this praise for him. Why am I not liking it? Like, this is such a bummer. But actually, I have to check in on Voxer with Nicole about that part 3. It's really just the second story in the book, but it's part 3. And then head off to baseball.
Hi, Monday, Alex here. Figured I would pop in and just let you know while you watch this little baseball clip that I did manage to finish The Bridge of San Luis Rey, and I hated it. I hated it so much. Look, my baby got a hit. Run, 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 Owen, run. Yeah, I hated the writing style. The stories just seemed like pointless, and I could not keep my focus on any of them. And Owen's teammate got called out at first. I think she was safe. But yeah, there were parts that I had to re-listen to multiple times, and like still just could not keep my focus. So that's that one, and now let's head back to the weekend. My mom actually came for a surprise visit.
Yeah, I think it's because we did both. So that's right.
I'm so distracted because like this hair keeps falling in my face, but I like my new haircut. I had my mom cut my hair in the kitchen at like 6:30 this morning. Before she left to drive back down to New Jersey. So, reading is not going great. The best way to make sure I don't read a thing is to start a vlog in which I'm like, I'm gonna read all the things. I am loving the Dream Hotel. Like, everything about it is things I like. Anyway, I kind of want to buy it because it's already overdue from the library and I can't sit down and read. I can't. I have things to do. My husband has been so productive and like spring cleanies, spring handyman vibing. I am not. I want to sit and read. But I need to, we're going to have some new cabinets put in the kitchen and my dishwasher finally installed. So I need to prepare the house for that. I need to clear out some spaces in the basement to make room for that work. There's a little bit of plumbing, but I think that's mostly done from the kitchen, but there's also electrical work and he'll have to come down here and access the electrical box, which is behind that curtain there. So I think I have to move these shelves. So I've been meaning to reorganize my bookshelves. That could be part of it. What else? Oh, and then like as I empty cabinets and stuff from the kitchen, now stuff is probably going to have to come down here for storage while the kitchen's being emptied. So I can't sit and read. So do I give up on the Dream Hotel for the day and just maybe go buy my own copy so the library can take it back? Because the goal was to return it tomorrow when the libraries reopen after the holidays. That's not happening. So my change of plans now is to work on laundry, work on clearing space in the basement, and listen to Finnegans Week. Who would have thought at the beginning of this year when I was having a blast rereading the Southern Vampire Mysteries that here we would be at the end of May and I'm ready to unhaul all, here they are, all of my Sookie Stackhouse books. They can go. The first 4, 5, love. I didn't even finish the series on this go round. I know where it ends. I don't love where it ends. Kind of makes sense. I get it. And I could see the series going in that way. But I'm just going to stop here and I'm going to get rid of, it's not even the full series, but I'm going to get rid of what I have. So, little free library. The long weekend is technically over, but I only made it 25% of the way in the Dream Hotel, which I realized this morning I never really gave a synopsis of, other than I'm liking it and it's dystopian and it hits way too close to home being present day United States. It's rough times here. I actually got emotional and like teary reading this like speculative version, like take on essentially what's happening around the country today, which is basically detention by an agency that insists they're keeping people safe by arresting people who
have not even committed crimes, but some algorithm says they're likely to commit crimes. So basically, the woman in this book, she is Arab, and so she gets detained at the airport, and she's like, gee, is it because my last name is Hussein? Like, this happens all the time. And then she just kind of gets shuffled to an interrogation room. They determine that she's a threat. She gets put on a bus, and now she's at this facility, and she's never been able to talk to her husband or a lawyer. And that part was making me like overwhelmed, because that's happening on the daily. People getting rounded up. And what is due process? Apparently that doesn't exist in the United States anymore, and I should be careful what I'm saying on the internet. Yeah. So, have I given you a synopsis yet? No. Okay, so we have a woman who is in what's called the Dream Hotel. That's their cute name for this place where she's sent to be under observation. And she got there because her dreams are being recorded by this device that she willingly had implanted because it's supposed to help her sleep, get a more restful sleep in less time. And after her pregnancy and delivering twins, like, she was having trouble functioning. So she wants to get this like sleeping device. And the agreements that she signed, you know, mixed in fine print legalese, basically they sell, the company who makes a sleep device was selling the data and sharing information with government agencies. And this whole like data mining risk assessment was the Republican answer to like, we won't do gun control because, you know, guns don't kill people, people kill people. So people are dangerous, guns aren't dangerous. So let's figure out who's dangerous before they commit a crime. And so that's how the system gets put into place. It's very Minority Report, which, boo Tom Cruise, but that was a favorite movie of mine in like 2004. Is that around that time? I loved Minority Report, and I kind of want to watch it now. But yeah, that's what basically this is. It's stopping people before they even commit a crime. Yeah, so I'm only a quarter of the way in, and I'm loving it.
It is now Wednesday, well past even a long weekend. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog here. I did not manage to finish the Dream Hotel. I have about 100 pages left, which I could finish later today, probably tonight. But I'm gonna end this vlog here. I guess call it a flop of a book bash. I finished The Bridge of San Luis Rey, talked about that. I read 224 pages of The Dream Hotel, and I listened to a chapter of Finnegans Wake as part of the Finnegans 15. So I'm only like 1 week's reading behind. And this week, I believe, is a catch-up week. So I made good progress in Finnegans Wake, and I think I understood it. Maybe. That book is also overdue, but listening to it is the way to go. So while reading it, I also have the Naxos audio edition, although honestly, I didn't even bother grabbing the book. I just listened. And I just listened to a bit that felt very gossipy. There's a lot that I don't catch, and then when I hear the people talk about it and kind of dissect the writing, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I could see that. So for me, Finnegans Wake has just been about enjoying the language, because James Joyce really plays with rhythm and the sounds of words, and he doesn't even use the right words, but you can kind of glean what words are supposed to be there and make some sort of scrambled sense out of every couple lines. Like, this is not a book I'm gonna understand everything on the page. I am just looking for flashes of coherence. I guess it kind of fits, yeah, reading that with the Dream Hotel. There's dream scenes in here that are kind of like very real to how I, like, very similar to how I dream. So they're interesting, like just random images, and people will kind of like change who they are mid-dream. And anyway, Finnegans Wake apparently is all supposed to be like a subconscious level dream narrative. I don't know. This is my first James Joyce. I had FOMO when Roy announced this read along, and I had to join. And I definitely am underwater with reading Finnegans Wake, but still enjoying it. Don't know what's going on, but I like the way it sounds. So that's that. So those are the 3 things I ended up reading this weekend. I'm going to continue on in the spirit of bashing books and try to finish Dream Hotel, finish some other things that I have in progress, and then I will be back soon to let you know what my June TBR is shaping up to be. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.